got 2 new updates in Brookhaven back to back. Yes, that's right. 1 week, then a second week of updates. But the real question is, will we keep getting these updates every single week, or will it go back to every month or every 2 weeks? We're going to be talking about that today, along with some other things that are pretty interesting to think about. So first off, guys, I want to know what you're hoping is being added next to the game, because there's going to be so many possibilities of what has been added lately. So let's get started with this. Will there be brand new updates every single week? If there are updates every week, they won't be giant, huge ones. As you realize, the last 2 have been pretty small. So the first update was obviously the New Year's update we got in 2023. It gave us a bunch of stuff, actually. Well, kind of. Before that, we got the props update, which was pretty awesome. But this one here gave us 2 new houses, the New Year's update that was right here, and then the week after that, we got these beauties right down here. Oh yeah, where are they? Oh yeah, there we go. We are gonna load it in, there we go. We got updates for the semi-trucks, which is pretty crazy to think about. Like, we got this one right here, which we're gonna stick with for right now. This is my truck, you're not gonna, well, actually, you probably could have took it right there. So this is the newest update, as you see right now. But is this leading to what might be the next update is? Does he already have it coded? And he's just giving us a sneak peek of what's to come. And by the way, guys, this is just not the only thing that was added. If you guys missed the other video, there are other things, not that. Oh yeah, that too, but this right here, the worker things we can do now are kind of crazy. So he's been really thinking stuff out, guys. Okay, we're gonna go back to the log just for a moment, because I just want to use it. There we go. So there we go. So the next question is this a hint to what's coming next? Because the other 2 houses kind of didn't really give us much. We got a resort house, essentially, and then we got a submarine, which is pretty crazy to think about. A submarine is pretty awesome. But as I said, smaller updates are the possibility if it's going to be every single week. So that means we're probably getting new cars 1 week, new houses another week, and then the 3rd or 4th week, which might actually have that little 2-week break, we will get a huge update, which will probably have a lot more stuff, because we get props now, we got houses, and we also have crazy, crazy cars. Will be new sections be added to it? I honestly don't know. But with this right here, this is telling us that he is thinking of stuff to add to the game. There are possibilities that it's already done, and he's deciding to go, you know what? You make people happy? Let's release them every week. So this is part of the update right here, which you see, it's a lot of working related things. The oil one has already been added to the game, guys, by the way. If you can do some of the wood already, tell me down below in the comments, because honestly, these things do not come detached. They're kind of really stuck here, to be honest with you. But if we go over to the gas station, there is something new there if you guys did not already know. So he's adding stuff in along with some of this stuff. And I think this right here was kind of gonna be his tester. And, well, now the crashing is not part of the testing. We got this over here. Yes. Yes, I know it doesn't seem like a big deal. Like, this right here does not seem like a big deal, but it says you need to use tanker trailer to get this. But adding something like this to the game as a test for future things what they do with wood and that weird truck trailer attacher thingy. I don't know what it is, guys. I honestly don't. But this right here is probably a tester to see if these things can work. If this worked, next week we might get a lumber yard. Or, well, this weekend, lumber yard or something to do with this part. Like drop off lumber, load lumber. That would be pretty cool. So this would be an empty bed after. And I think you guys are probably saying, Darzeth, that is very, very far-fetched. That would never happen in a billion years. Well, recently, he has been adding stuff to the game, like, for example, all the trees. Okay, that was a little over, again, all the trees that are over there. And so that means if he really wanted to, this section over here can be filled with trees, a lumber yard, if he chose to. That is a possibility, because there is still a trail over here and whatnot. A lumber yard would make sense. It really, really would. Or even a mining area would make sense, but we currently don't have no mining stuff in the game. But that's if they go with every single week of releasing small little things. But there's a possibility he's just going to go back to every 2 weeks or every month, which in that case, the updates are either be bigger or just slightly larger than what we're getting right now. Because remember, what he probably planned out originally, for those that are wondering, is New Year's update, and then a week later, getting rid of that New Year's update and releasing an update to fill the void. So that could be the reason why we got 2 back-to-back, and I'm sure everyone already knows that, but for those that don't know, now you knew. But to be honest, maybe this is his plan. Start off with doing the 2 small updates, see how we accept them. If we like them, then start doing a lot more smaller updates, which would be pretty crazy to see. So that means we might get a whole update just dedicated to the props. We might get an update dedicated just to getting regular items. We might get an update that gives us new cars. We might get an update that gives us a new apartment. I'm assuming he's gonna give us 2, because it seems like he's giving us a premium something and a normal something. So both can still be used. I think that's a great idea, by the way. So 1 week, so think about it this way. What if he did it this way, and this is a long shot, but what if it went from apartments, cars, houses, back to cars or props, and then back to the estates or something. So every single week, we'll get something new. And hopefully with these updates, he'll add like little tiny secrets, which by the way, I'm just gonna keep throwing that in whenever I can have a chance to. But literally, there you go. Will there be updates every week? Honestly, there's a big possibility if he's doing smaller things like this. But if he decides to do larger things, then no. To be honest, this right here can be part of a larger update that he's currently working on. Like, think about this for one thing. Okay. So, we got this item, and he adds in a bunch of other stuff with this. So, woodworking stuff, a construction update or something would be pretty crazy. We got a tent over here just sitting here like that. And there could be other things that they can update, like he can remodel this. That could be considered updates. So that would be a little tiny one, but this is me stretching, pulling at the strings. You know the straws that you get? I'm trying to find the longest one. I'm gonna keep getting the short ones. But that's also, we don't know for a fact if he has a second game. Okay, are you trying to steal my vehicle? Oh, no, my man. So think of it this way. What if this is all part of a bigger update, like I was saying before, and he's just taking bits and pieces of that update out and giving it to us? So as he's working on the further updates of this, he's giving us bits and pieces. Like, this is a part of it, next part will be the next part, and then from so forth and so forth. So basically, as the updates are being released, he's already about 2 updates ahead. So that means by the time we get to the huge update, it probably will be finished if he's doing smaller ones while focusing on the bigger one. So these smaller ones would probably have nothing to do with the bigger one, like in terms of affecting it. Like, these could be put in the game, not affect it. But if the bigger update was released without these, it wouldn't work properly. Like, this allows him to also really check for more bugs easier if he does the weekly updates, because then he gets smaller things, smaller amounts of code. Instead of getting 2 cars, 2 houses to look through, he has to look through the cars now. And little other things that he probably added to the game to test it out. Like, maybe if you sit in a chair, something magical will happen. And he's already testing that, it looks like. Because it's still in the game, guys. He knows it's there. He knows the glitch is there. But with that, is the glitch actually a glitch? Or is it actually a new secret added to the game? Oh, we're going to be talking more about that in the future. But yeah, we can add a mine down, like a little mine down here. We can add a mine under the mountain. Like this, I'm going with the mining idea. I have more about that on that later. But basically, there are so many things that could be changed or added with tiny little updates. Like, for example, he can update building by building per update if he chose to. Because think about it this way. He does one update, changes his whole entire building. But because of that building being updated, he's already updated this one and something else. So this is released, which leads to this being released, to this being changed. So all this stuff can be done bit by bit, especially if, for example, this place doesn't affect anything else. If he places it down, it would not affect anything. But that one does. So the fire station not currently affecting anything means if he moves it and adds something there, it won't really affect much. So that's what I'm meaning by those. Like, so he adds it in, it won't affect anything else. But that's just the idea. But I really want to know what you guys think down below in the comments, because this could be a crazy huge update if it does happen. But we're going to see what we got, when it's going to happen. Hopefully there's going to be weekly updates, because I gave you a lot of information explaining why it's possible, but also at the same time, you can just put it all together in one big update for a month. You know what I mean? But we're gonna see what happens, guys. I know I'm excited. I know you guys are excited. And here it comes. Weekly updates, we hope.